That I already know this road. Yes, you passed there yesterday. The road condition could have changed today. Yeah. So always ride carefully. Sometimes to be a moment and you are confident, you're increasing speed. Now, have you ever reached a level ng'olaba akaliro okutte kanji ne weebuulirira ng'oli wekka? N'ogamba ye faaki. Yet you are alone. I thought I was alone, but I think with a few smiles you are so many. Exactly. N'ogamba ye faaki. Okay? That's what safety is all about. Okay, guys? Yeah.
Riders. Because when I tried to analyze our brother, the one we lost in Lugazi, I believe there were two mistakes. However much the grader guy was there, but also him. One mistake was on his pipes. I believe his bike was not loud enough that the grader guy couldn't realize there's something on the road. And secondly, I always emphasize that when you're riding alone, avoid keeping extreme left. Avoid keeping left. Always try to be in the middle, either driving or riding. Try to keep in the middle so that in case anything comes from the bush, it can give you time to swerve. But when you're extremely here, then you'll just enter the way he entered that grader. Thank you.
There is the going lane and then there is the incoming lane. Okay? Now this is your going lane. So in the middle he means not in the middle of the line, but at least close to the middle. Okay? And the reasons he has given them out clearly. You have time to dodge. Your visibility also increases because you have a wide angle of view. Someone else, second one. Yes.
On the side of riding on our limits. Most of the time, I believe we try to emulate or follow the person in front of you. When we ride as a group, we have realized some of us are very experienced, and it is good for us to know our limits. So the first thing, just know your limits. When you realize it is too much, I know there is a thrill about the motorbikes, but let's be careful. If your gut feeling tells you it is not something which you can handle, don't push it. You always have that option to slow down and see your loved ones. And let's remember our loved ones. As we do this, we enjoy. Let's not leave them with issues. Let us practice safe riding. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Riding within your skill limit. If you are following an experienced rider, ng'olaba akuttemu mungi, gwesala. No one is going to blame you. No one is going to say don't go for the tour. No. Gwe mu mutima weebuulirira nti akakaliro sikasobola.
My skill level is 30.
Yes, my skill level ebulamu.
Do not exceed 30 if your skill level is 30.
Kati awo twogera ku street. Tutuuse mu makoona. Oli ataddeyo VV. Gwe wali otaddeyo kwe VV. Okitegeera? Skill level. Once again, skill level. Bw'oba tosobola muliro ogwo guveeko. Okay? Olina waddembe kuwanika omukono n'ogamba nze kambeere emabega ne sweeper. Because at the end of the day, like he has clarified it, we need to go back to our families. Katosha we. No, I started riding in 2021, but I didn't have an idea on which bike to start with. So I watched a lot of YouTube. There's an instructor who guided. If you're just starting to riding, you have to start with a bike that is 400cc and below. I saw it was something important to consider. So, and he added on, if you're just starting, if you have a passion of riding and you're just starting, get a new bike that, for example, if you start with an old bike, it will start getting mechanical issues, and you lose the love you have developed for riding. So I had to buy a TVS. I bought a TVS and I rode it for 2 years. He said that you have to ride that bike as a beginner for at least 2 years before you upgrade. So, and again, if you want to upgrade to a higher CC, you have to go for refresher training. So I rode a TVS for 2 years. Then I had to do a refresher training for 15 days. Then I bought that bike. So it is important.
That's one thing we want us to understand. I've heard someone talk about the experience or getting knowledge. Yes, we may have knowledge for today, but I would think we should always ride these bikes knowing that we don't know nothing. We have to keep learning on a daily. Because every day I ride the motorcycle, I learn new skills. Now I will talk about 1 or 2 experiences that I felt personally, I learned from. One, it was that was in March when I got involved in an accident. Some of you got to know about it. I knocked somebody who died. In life, I'd ridden for so many years, driven for so many years. I'd never gotten myself involved in an accident. That was my first time, but it taught me a lot. One thing that I learned on that day, that was a mistake on my side, which I have to admit the truth. I was approaching a trading center, and we were first of all stopped because they were fixing the road. So they were using one lane. So when they stopped us, the other incoming traffic was coming. So after the in traffic got done, they released us, and I was at the front. I remember I took off. I knocked the child on gear 3, but I was riding, yes, on gear 3, but I was at about 80, which I felt that was a bit very fast for a trading center. That was a mistake on my side. Yeah, which is sometimes we always do not want to admit these facts. Now, what did I learn from that? At least when you're approaching a trading center, guys, let's try as much as we can to reduce the speeds. I've seen many times, not only me, many guys, people just pass. These bikes are super fast. You may not feel it when you're on it, but if somebody was to ride and you are just to see, that's when you know that these bikes are really fast. Then another experience I learned, this one was going to take my life on that bike. Most of us have these bikes and we have cruise control. How many of us use cruise control? How many of us? Yes. Now, me, I'll tell you my experience with the cruise control, which actually made me learn on the hardest truth, was that I was doing about 180 and I put the cruise control, I put it on, and then I was like this. Yes, enjoying the bike. My friend, I got somewhere where the road was rough, the thing went off, the steering did like this, like it was going to throw me, I don't know where, but very fast enough, I got so back on the bike and I controlled it, and I had to fast park for a moment. Hey. So, yes,
it was a BMW.
Of course. No, don't worry. It's not about BMW. Actually, that's also why sometimes we go wrong. Sometimes we ride these bikes we want to show. No, don't ride this bike to show. You ride this bike to enjoy. That's the bottom line. But sometimes we want to ride this bike to show that our bikes are powerful, which that's not the case. When you die, don't be like a student who want to fail exams because you don't like the teacher. Because when it's to die, it's to die. Nobody else going to die on your behalf. So you still love your life, ride the bike with love. And then also sometimes I discover we are not fair to other road users. I was telling Captain yesterday, when I got to Ginger, there is a guy, boda guy who came very fast, wanted to knock me. So I did my leg like this. Later on, I told myself, Richard, that's bad manners. You don't be you are going to send a bad signal to the UBA. To make it look like these people are not good people. So you need to be a disciplined rider that respects other road users. So there's actually a lot we learn as we keep, moving. And I would also request that maybe as we keep having these trainings, our dear facilitators would think it would be a nice thing that whenever we are around, people keep sharing their experiences. Because there's a lot to learn from these experiences. I've learned a lot from it and I'm still learning a lot. So I feel I'm actually new. I've begun just today. Yeah? So I'm here to learn. Thank you, members.
Thank you.
Kwebaza mwani King Vuni taliwo. Ono atusomesa amakoona naye takulaga nti bw'oba ozze mu kkoona bw'oti oyingira bw'oti jasitaga mugende muyiga amakoona n'ennyimirira ku piki nayo kiinemu enjawulo nze naye nnyimira ku piki nga nimizaako kibibatu bwe nti ng'amakoona gankaluubiriza kati vuni n'aŋŋamba tugenda kudda ku lupapula n'aleeta olupapula n'ankubira ekkoona n'aŋŋamba bw'olijja bw'oti oyingira bw'oti n'ennyimirira osimba butoyizi buno ng'oli ku piki tosimba bibatu naye ono atuyigiriza atugamba ojja ogenda bw'oti ogenda bw'oti tunnyonnyola ennyimirira y'oku pikipiki n'ennyingira bayingira mu kkoona bw'olijja bw'oti liviiremu bw'oti kyensaba mukama waffe.
Thank you very much for the positioning on the bike. Okay, we've handled those topics before, but we shall repeat it once again, or we shall be doing it each and every other time we do training. Engineer.
Thanks, guys. For me, it is something as bikers to respect on road, even if you are driving a car. I was at Wandegeya, and I'm a person who respects traffic lights. I really respect traffic lights, no matter whether there is a car coming or not. But I was approaching Makerere University, you know those traffic lights there, and there was no car coming this side. The signal was red, okay, but I can't remember the bike, but it was a BMW, and the signal was red, stop, okay. The guy came and passed, and even passed the other task lights, which were still in red, and he went. And then the guys that were on my side here said, "Hey, why are you standing and that one has what? Has passed." Okay. Now I learned that wherever we're on those bikes and in those traffic lights, people are seeing our responsibilities. I think this is something that we need to note. I don't know if you've realized it, but we are respected within that time when we are on lights. Actually, people look at you, what you are going to do. Because you have a bike, you are free to pass, but they look at that responsibility you have as a biker. So I need us, guys and colleagues, let's transfer this learning lesson to our fellow bikers like Ouma said, and then I think we shall have a good life ahead of us.
From all bikes, but I've used the NC because it is more of intermediate. It is not the sports, and it is not so much a GS. Now, jogere mu Uganda. I don't know whether most of you have followed me, but I've never. Okay? This is for maybe cruising when you are going straight lines, so many kilometers on a straight line, okay? You can relax. But the danger it has also is that we don't want to relax on a bike. Eranza abantu abateekamu cruise control mbewuunya. Okay? Cruise control, yes, that's good technology, but it makes you inactive. Okay? I need to be pulling the throttle. I need to be braking. I need to keep my body on tension. I want to be alert 100%. So number one, wetuba tutula ku piki. Otekako the palm, they call it the palm of your feet. Is that correct English? No. This of the feet is what? The heel. No, here. What is here? What would you call here? Okay, not the toes, but the here. Okay, the way it is on my bike right now. Okay, that is how you sit on the bike when you are riding. Secondly, bw'oba ekyo kyokubiri bw'otuba tyo bw'otuula, ekyokubiri bw'oba oli ku okwata handlebars, okay? Don't do this. Emikono tegirina kuba straight wedged. Bangi mbalaba muvuga bwe muti. No, this is not good. Why? because much as you have the shock absorber, the front forks absorbing some of the shocks from the road, some of it goes through and it comes through the handlebars and comes to your body. So ovuga, the shock from the front also is transferred to your body. You reach your destination when you are fatigued. Now you bend a little bit. Okay? You see the angle? I'm not doing this, but I am with this. Why? Because it is easier in case there is a big hump or a big bump, the shock can be absorbed by this angle. Are we together? Yes. That is how you hold it. Not this, but a little bit of this. Number 3, for normal corners, it is always okay to counter steer and then you go on the left. You counter steer right and go on the left. But for sharp corners, if you are moving so fast and you want to enjoy corners, you move a little bit from your seat. Okay? Akabina akamu katika njogero Uganda. Wano botuzizo obubina omuntu alina obubina bubiri sicho? Obutako. Kakati you move a little bit part of your bum, then you leave only one bum seated. Okay? You mujachira balinga tukola cornering. And then this other left, the other counter knee ojifulumyako wabweru. Are we together? And then you bend a little the other hand. Okay? Ekigere kisigala wali. When you want to brake, of course you brake and then you enter the corner. You brake and then you go back to your position. If I may ask, what's the reason of pushing the bum outside, the knee outside, the elbow outside? Yeah, because this is now we are going into physics, okay? There's what we call centrifugal forces. As the bike is moving in a straight line, it tends to want to continue moving in a straight line. Yes. And therefore, you must lean it. For cars, you just do this, you turn where you are going, but even as you are seated in the car, you feel the body wants to go the other side. So if you remain straight on the bike and you just turn, you'll go the other side, then you want to go there. So you counter the weight by shifting your center of gravity of the bike to the side, so that the bike can remain leaned, but you're also going on the other side, because these are 2 wheels, not 4. But in a normal car, if you turn like this, even if you're in a bus, you'll see your body wants to go the other side. So that is centrifugal. That is Newton's third law of motion. Now this is now physics. Which third law of which law of motion is that? Third. A body once continue its direction of motion. Direction of motion. So you know G counter steering. This is a bit of a detailed topic, but we're just touching the basics.
Okay. Yes.
Yes, please.
Being stable on the road, if I put my soul on the heel pad, in that movement of pushing the bum outside, how stable am I to leave the heel? Like my heel is off and I have to leave like this?
No, you have support from this. Okay? You see? And please, you make sure that you don't.
Does it apply to all bikes?
Mostly,
like, let's say we have
except
this
for cruisers. The cruisers, because they are low, the center of gravity is lower. So you tend to just turn a little and the bike has already turned. But for these higher bikes and the sports bikes which have a very small steering angle, that's the best position to use.
All right.
Yeah. Then lastly, as you ride, yes,
before you get off, I see sometimes when I'm watching on YouTube, when those guys are taking corners, instead of doing that, sometimes they get off the leg. Yeah. So yeah, how far from the bike to throw the leg on the other side for you to, you know?
Okay.
And on which bikes that?
Okay. Yeah. Someone has mentioned motocross. Now, motocross is a whole different sport. Okay. Their bikes are ridden differently. because of the gravel and the dynamics of the gravel. So they tend to actually they put it in front. If you've not, they don't just do this, they put it in front. And then for those who watch MotoGP, for them they remove the leg, and it is more like it has so many functions it plays, but that is advanced. Others say when you put it off, the wind blows on it and helps you slow the bike down. Others say that in case maybe the bike wants to fall, then you can quickly pull it back. You know, those are advanced motorcycle riding lessons. But right now we are on an average rider on a public road. You want to ride your bike and enjoy it. So we shall demonstrate, Kato.
Cabra, ainda cabra. Akabili wano.
mukakavu.